Back in the 90s, acclaimed studio Naughty Dog had made a name for themselves with a trilogy of fantastic cartoony platformers, featuring an orange, wacky, sentient marsupial. But in 2001, they decided they wanted to move on from Crash and release the first game in a brand new IP. It was a cartoony platformer, featuring an orange, wacky, sentient marsupial.
Wait a minute!
Okay, technically he's an Ottsel, and I've no idea what they are, as they don't exist, but it's obviously a mixture of otter and weasel, which are not marsupials. But sometimes you have to make factual sacrifices for a good joke. Hello everyone, my name is Mage, and today I'm going to tell you some of the many reasons I love Jak and Daxter. So I was 10 years old, and I was lucky enough to have been bought a PS2 shortly after release. But I had no games. Well, I did, but I'm not sure Salt Lake City 2002 really counts. Bloody loved Crazy Taxi though. Since I'm old as dirt, I grew up playing demo discs. These were circular, thin pieces of material that contained various bits of information and usually came free with gaming magazines. Magazines were rectangular sheets of paper compiled into a sequence of pages, usually with various pictures and articles. Do you get it? Everything's digital now. That was the joke. On one of those fabled discs was a short demo for a game called Jak and Daxter. Yes, Daxter. D-A-X-T-E-R, not Dexter. That would have been one hell of a crossover though. The game immediately clicked with me, even though the level they had you play was Misty Island, and I hate that frickin' place. This place sucks. It wasn't long before I pestered my parents enough for them to finally give in and buy me the full game. And what followed was just a brilliantly charming adventure. I spent many a Sunday afternoon gathering precursor orbs, collecting power cells, and roll jumping all of the time. Man, I love the intro with the Naughty Dog logo. I wish more companies did that these days. The Crash Bandicoot DNA was there, from the slapstick humor, spin attacks, and the vibrant tropical aesthetic. But this time we were a team. Well, in the first game, Daxter basically does nothing, except trying to get in Kira's pants.
Hey, baby! What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Which is funny, actually, because after his unfortunate accident, which is totally Jak's fault, by the way, he could probably actually fit in her pants. Like, literally.
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
Phew, I am so glad to hear that, Kira. God, can you imagine if an animal and a human were, like, romantically involved in a game? God, that'd be so weird, man. Oh my god, that'd be... God, can you imagine if anyone did that? Oh my lord. Actually, in the second game, Daxter does get a bit of a love interest in the form of Tess, but my point still stands. Sonic 06 is just terrible. Anyway, unlike Crash, however, Daxter can talk.
Punch those poles out from below! Wow! They caused an avalanche! What a weird-looking thing! I'll bet we can get this open if you power up with that zappy blue eco stuff.
A lot. He talks a lot.
Those tower doohickeys scattered all over the jungle must redirect the eco beam.
Oh my god, please shut up! Jak, on the other hand, is a mute, and he is the true hero of the story. Before he gained a voice, grew out his hair, and went ultra edgelord, and killed so many people. So many people. He was an innocent country lad with Super Saiyan hair and some pretty epic green eyebrows. Is it just me, or does he kind of look like The Rock? Is it just me? Okay, it's just me. He's an athletic sort with your standard double jump, punch, kick, and ground pound. It's a repertoire of moves that even Mario would be proud of, and the way that you can combine certain moves together to create even more is pretty darn satisfying. For example, you can double jump and then spin kick to extend your airtime even more. Or you can hit the crawl button while moving to roll and then launch into the roll jump, which I mentioned before, and is probably one of the most satisfying movement mechanics in anything ever. The Banjo-Kazooie influences are very strong, although there really isn't any sense of cooperation here. As I said before, Daxter is basically just along for the ride and comic relief. Ratchet and Clank would replicate the Banjo formula much better only a year later, with Clank actually helping you traverse the world through longer jumps and power-ups. But just having a constant companion throughout the adventure, it was pretty nice. Think more Navi than Kazooie, and that's pretty much how it goes. Which one is more annoying, however, that may never be knowable. So the story starts out with the Green Sage Samos narrating, and I don't know, something about his delivery instantly drew me in.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness Eco, the life energy of the world?
The voice acting overall, I think, is pretty damn good.
Are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
Yes, even Daxter's. It's not long before we are then introduced to the villains of the game. Oh, Maya. And then Daxter is forever changed by falling into a pit of dark Eco. Our quest is then simple, to journey through the land and find him a cure, before he gives us fleas and/or a headache. Throughout our adventure, we will be needing to collect power cells. Think the stars of Mario or the Jiggies of Banjo-Kazooie. There are many sprinkled throughout the various locations of the game. Others will need to be received through quests from NPCs. Every time you pick one up, one of several animations play, and they are incredible. It really makes you feel like it's a big deal finding one of these. And it also shows off Jak and Daxter's friendship too, which is just a really clever idea. This game has personality dripping out of its arse. That was probably unnecessarily graphic, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. It takes a leaf out of Super Mario 64's playbook, in that there are more power cells than you actually need. Unless you're going for the secret ending, but that means you can pick and choose which ones to prioritize. Can't be bothered with that bloody fishing minigame. They're going too bloody quick. How many fucking fish are in this river? Go smack a pelican. Struggling with the blue ring race? Oh, for fuck's sake. Go explore the underwater ruins instead. The game gives you a lot of choice in how you approach it. With a fairly open and non-linear world, straight from the get-go you have a choice of several different locations to explore, and I love that sense of freedom. The world itself is huge, and there's no obvious loading screens either. Going from Sandover Village to the Forbidden Jungle is seamless. And back then, having been used to so many Crash Bandicoot warp rooms, with separate levels, this was huge. It felt like a real step forward. You can run all the way from the beginning of the game, all the way to the end, without a single pause. It accomplishes this with very cleverly disguised loading, usually in the form of a long elevator ride or a short cutscene. Many other games would employ this technique going forward. I don't know if Jak was the first one to do it, but it's the first one I remember. The variety of environments is wonderful too, from the icy mountains, muddy swamps, sunny beaches, and hellish spider caves. Seriously, this might actually be worse than Misty Island. Every single area feels different. All of them are just the right size as well. Large enough to give a real sense of discovery and scale, but not too big that there's redundant space or opportunity to get too lost. Visually, it's still a great looking game to this day. Characters are wonderfully expressive, locations are colourful and charming, with a fantastically low-key soundtrack adding to the atmosphere as well. The best way I can describe Jak and Daxter in one word is inviting. Just like The Last of Us. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon in video game form. Just like The Last of Us. Earlier on I mentioned doing quests for NPCs.
You two look like a couple of capable fellows. I've got a research project going, and maybe you could help me out.
Hey, we're the ones on a big quest here. We ask you for help.
Well, perhaps we can help each other.
And there are quite a few of them. From finding and protecting endangered birds,
Oh no! No!
to restoring power to the village, all of the requests are pretty varied, and it helps that each NPC is just as unique. My favorite has to be the sculptor.
Hey! Little furry dude!
Little furry dude! I quote him way too often. Oh, you want me to go find your little pet? Okay, yeah, no probs. Where did you last see it? Oh god, not Misty Island. Oh god, no. Get here, you little shit. I love the sleepy farmer too.
Gotta milk those yak cows. Gotta milk those yak cows. Oh, it's you. Oh.
He wants you to herd his yak cows into the pen. Get in the pen, Betsy. I swear to god, if you don't get in there, Gertrude, I'm gonna eat you. You can do it peacefully, but I would always just spend the whole time punching them in the arse. Jack sure loves to beat his meat. Man, I've just realized, with how violent I'm being right now, as I herd these yak cows, you might as well call me Amber. Too soon? Without a doubt, though, the most common favor they will ask is giving them the currency of the game, which is the precursor orbs, although they really look like eggs to me. I don't know why we call them orbs. Anyway, it's a good job there's so many throughout the game, because some of these people are greedy bastards. Oh yeah, you want some orbs? Yeah, that's okay, I can spare a few. 90! You wanna know why I don't trust water in any video game ever? That's why. My god. Childhood trauma right there. I also love that Naughty Dog hides Easter eggs from other games in here. Like the piranha plant thing from Crash. So cool. Oh, I remember being amazed by the day-night cycle too. Only game I'd played up until that point with a real sense of time progression was Pokemon Gold and Silver. And that was basically just a darker screen for part of the day. This was so fluid and graphically just gorgeous. It just helped the world feel more real.
This place gives me the creeps. And trust me, it's a whole new experience when you're covered in fuzz.
Poor old Daxter. Not only is he turned into a flea-ridden shoulder pad, everyone treats him like shit.
I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, you know, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a spot of fun.
It's actually one of my favorite aspects of the game. Don't judge me. No game is perfect, however, and my god, why oh why is the camera inverted on both axes? Takes me hours to adjust every time. And there's no way of changing it. Oh wow, I haven't even really spoken about the different eco upgrades you can get. Different color eco gives you different powers. Some speed you up. Some let you shoot fireballs. It's pretty standard stuff. As are the boss fights, really. Smack them a few times and they go down. But man, the overall package, I freaking love this game, guys. It would, of course, go on to spawn 2 direct sequels and a racing spin-off, which I've never played. Is that any good? Is Jak X any good? You can play them all on PS4 now and PS5, which is fantastic. So I really do recommend check out this series if you haven't already. Out of the trilogy, I'd say 2 is probably my favorite, but the first one will always have a very special place in my heart. Thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. I really, really appreciate it. This one took me a while to do. Hopefully I can get more of these out quicker in the future, but yeah, I really do hope that these are worth watching. And if you think so, I would really appreciate it if you could share the video wherever you can, like, and let me know, what did you think? What did you think of Jak and Daxter? That's all from me. Thank you, everyone. Again, I will see you in the next Why I Love video. Take care. Bye-bye for now.